Good evening from InvestSharp.com. This is Randy Smoton with your Thursday, February the 3rd market update. So I had another pretty good day in the market. We had dollar, gold, and silver were all up. Copper was pretty flat, and oil was down. Light sweet crude futures were down 32 cents to settle at $90.54 a barrel. So looking at the dollar, had a nice bounce. No volume behind it. Had some volume on the selling down, but we had a nice bounce here. It'd been pretty. It was pretty oversold here, so not looking too bad. Let's see. Let's take a look at the West Texas Intermediate Crude Point and Figure chart. This continuous contract. So we are on a buy signal. Have a bullish price objective for oil of $108 a barrel, and we've pulled back into here. We're still here, so the oil's still holding up fine. Let's take a look at the Russell. Russell did have the larger percent gain today. We are still, we took out the downtrend line. We're still holding above it. Had definitely some weakness part of the day, which they came in about the dip, so that was pretty impressive. S&P, same thing. Still, mostly going sideways. Still holding up fine. Looks good. Dow, same thing, holding up. And then the NASDAQ, which was the weakest. I mean, nothing was that big of a difference. Everything was pretty close together, But so we're still going sideways here. Kind of have a little, kind of making these. I don't know what's going to happen here. I mean, we're making these little bit lower highs here for now, but holding up here on the NASDAQ. Volume was it was below average. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it was below average day. A little bit light. Taking a look at gold, GLD. So we had a nice breakout above the downtrend line here on gold on the GLD, the ETF. Volume was good, but it wasn't like, super 150% higher than average or something like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't 50% higher than average. It wasn't like anything like that. It was just about normal volume, maybe just slightly above. Silver also, same thing. Silver had decent volume as well, and did take out this prior high here, where we come up and pulled back a little bit, and we took that out. So silver's looking good. Copper still going sideways, right? Still holding up fine. Still going sideways. Volatility index, VIX, lost another 3.53% today. So Euro had this huge run. It's kind of due for a little bit of a pullback here. So took out the 10, which had been above, but took it out. A little bit of selling. It was a little below average, but it was a little bit of selling. Definitely a lot more buying here on the way up than there has been, than selling today at all. Let's go take a look at the McClellan oscillator, which we didn't move much today, so it's still very neutral, like it has been. Right, 14. So we're still very neutral. Overbought would be up here. Oversold down here, minus 50, minus 80. Taking a look at the sectors, so 8 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green. The gold index had the largest percent gain, up 2.63%. The home construction index was the weakest, down 2.08%. So I'll take a look at the chart watch here, a few ideas. Of course, the GLD, obviously, nice break there. AEM, which we actually were in, and we took most of our profits off today in this break higher. So there's been some good volume here in AEM as it's come off the off this support area where it's been doing a pretty good job of holding. MMR did it come up here, had resistance, pulled back, took that out today with some really good buying. PIN on earnings. Nice, lots of volume here. So watch for some higher prices here, even though it was a little bit of neutral of buying and selling as far as the candlestick goes. But looks good. Zoomies had already taken out the downtrend line, moving higher today. Lots of volume coming in today. Quest Diagnostics, talked about this the other day. Nice flag here. Bull flag, broke out of it today. Stillwater Mining. Oh, I got all kinds of lines here. Let me get rid of some of these. So here was the prior highs, broke out, had good volume. Some of the solars have been looking at. First Solar is holding, had the breakout here above this trend line, had been resistance, 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 took it out, so we're still holding it, still looks good, had a lot of good buying there. And Ralph Lauren also took out the downtrend line today. Like to see better volume. The volume was okay. Diamond Offshore, still like this cup and handle, still looks pretty good, and had good volume today, and I believe it had earnings this morning. Yeah, it had earnings this morning. Tata Motors. This thing's been beat up, kind of like the India market has. Had a nice buying volume here, and I mean, obviously, depending on how you draw it, it did take out a downtrend line today, and it had good volume. So maybe it's finally put in a bottom here. It's really fallen a lot. Deck's another one that get rid of that. Get rid of that. Did take out the downtrend line today with some good buying. CVGI in a triangle, still watching it. Silver Wheaton did looks pretty good. Did take out this prior high right here. American Axle. The only reason I'm watching this one is it bounced off the 50 today. Had some good volume on buying coming in off the 50. So I want to add that one to your radar, your watch list. And Cummins, still watching it. It's holding the 50. It's been hanging around the 50 like a little magnet, holding up well there. STLD still in the triangle, still looks good. AGCO still holding the 50. It's pulled back to it, and I'm not sure when earnings might be coming up, so watch that. But still watching. It's the construction ag play. And JP Morgan still watching it, still holding up well, still in the triangle. Morgan Stanley still ascending pattern, still looks good, ascending triangle. US Bank Corp, ascending triangle, still looks good. And Wells Fargo still holding up well, still looks good. So kind of watching for the next move in these financials. Ultratech, lots and lots of buying here off of earnings, pulled back, had a bull flag. Now it's to watch for this breakout above this prior high about 24.88 with some volume. Lennar, my favorite builder, it's holding up here okay. Even though home construction's having a lot of, been pretty weak, but I'm just not seeing a lot of selling yet. So when it loses the 30 and it goes lower with some, selling volume, then break down. But otherwise, I'm still watching for a break above the downtrend line at some point, if that happens. Yum Brands breaking out above the downtrend line. IBM still looks good, holding up really well. And Qualcomm, still like it, still holding up really well. So on deck for tomorrow, of course, is the employment situation report, which is non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate. So we'll be watching for that. And there's no change in current market signals. Same thing. I mean, we had a decent day today. Everything's back on a buy signal. So all is well in the market overall. And the ags still look good, so you might want to keep an eye on those as well. All right, so that is it for today. Thanks for watching.